Okay, everybody. Shovelhead, knucklehead. Man, that thing would look good with a knucklehead in it. Unfortunately, guys, I don't have knucklehead kind of money. I do got slab-side shovelhead money, but it's good to have friends that just have OEM knucklehead rockers laying around, and I bet he's even got a knucklehead motor. Yep, I'd say that's an old knucklehead motor sitting there, guys. I don't know what year knucklehead it is. 46 knucklehead. Yeah. He's got a little bit of everything. Knuckleheads, flatheads, shovelheads. There's an Evo sitting over yonder. And of course, we're monkeying around with my headache today, so we're going to keep doing shop things in the shop, folks. Hippie's Chopper Corner coming to you live from Hillbilly Choppers. Okay, guys, Diesel decided he would wake up. He's been hanging out in the shop with me this morning. Got the David Mann bike ready to go. Got it all put back together. Got the transmission working right in it. Got the Super B put back on it. Keith Falk, brother, I got your sissy bar back on your bike, finally. That's the one that goes to the pan head. Got your Super E back on it. Got you all ready to go. So she's ready to go to Born Free. So both of these are ready for Born Free. Just had a good friend of mine. Shout out to Cody and Luke at Sallow Cycles. He just called. He needs a drivetrain for a bike that he's building. So he's going to buy that engine there. Waiting on Mike over to Hillbilly Shoppers to finish milling out some pieces for my that big 40-inch Springer front end for that bike. That's the wheel for that bike, and that's the front wheel for that bike. So she'll be a full-on roller. I've got the oil pan. I don't have a primary for it yet. I have a tank. I'll build a seat. I'll build a sissy pan, a sissy bar. So I don't need a lot to finish that bike. But here's one that I finally got to make some progress on, folks. This is my customer's bike, so we're finally back to building his bike. I got his back wheel built finally. Had to put new guts in it, get a rotor. I had to get a brake, got the sprocket on it, got the tire on it. There's his front wheel. I'm going to work on that today. So my goal is to get the roller done, get the motor put in it, get the chain on it, figure out where this back wheel is going to live. Then I can start building the brackets to hold his fender up, and I've got his sissy bar made. So hopefully in this video, I can make quite a bit of progress. So I'm going to get to work on it. We're going to keep you guys going with us. Hippie's Chopper Corner. All right, we got a little bit done. I found a rotor for that wheel. Now, I kind of like those. I don't know if those are 60 or 80 spoke wheels that he wanted to run, but the bike's got a pretty good bobber stance to it. Choppers and bobbers are the same thing. Bobber is just a style of chopper, but I don't want to start a debate with anybody. But we got the back wheel put in. I made enough adjustment and slack into the brake stay to be able to tighten the chain. I'm not finished with the front brake setup yet. I've still got to cut a spacer to fit in here, and then I've got to cut a spacer to fit in here. Once I know I've got the wheel lined up, it's over. It moved on me a little bit, but it's over that way just a hair. But I was having trouble getting the caliper to slide down because I don't even know if that disc is going to work. It's an 11-inch disc. I didn't get any paperwork with that brake setup, and it's probably a Taiwan Ted, but it's everybody's favorite time at Hippie's Chopper Corner. It's time to put an engine in. I ought to call this Hippie's Engine Swapping Shop, but let me get it set up and we'll tune y'all in and let y'all watch me struggle. My pappy always taught me to work smarter, not harder. But most of the time I didn't listen. I choose to work harder than smarter. But It's like my buddy Mike over at Hillbilly Choppers. Awesome dude, man. He's like 72 years old. He rides a hardtail kickstart only 66 generator shovel. So it's a cool motor, man. It's the first year of the generator shovel, first year of the shovel, period. And it's in a 57 frame. So it's the last year of the rigid frame. And he's got it set up with a heel toe rocker clutch and a tank shift. So 72 years old, in my book, he's still a badass. But he always tells me, you're an old man too, hippie. So don't kill your body. I'll probably crash my head on these handlebars. I generally do. Hell, am I even recording? Shit, I don't know. Now, it looks like we are. Looks like I'm wasting some more of y'all's time. First thing I'm gonna do is pick the motor up, set it up on here. Then I'm gonna pick it up and set it in the bike. I see guys all the time with their lift up, bear hugging them, and 2 people putting it in. That just seems like a lot more work to me. But hopefully it's not stuck in this little cradle. Oh, no, she wasn't stuck. I usually don't have the tank on it, so I can see what I'm doing. There it is, baby. Like butter. Like butter. That one actually went in quite easy. I'll raise the lift up now so I'm not all bent over. And we're going to start trying to get that drivetrain in and get it where it lives permanently. All right, folks, we are making progress. How much progress, I can't really say. But we're getting there, guys. I got a message from Slick last night. Dave's doing better. I'm glad to hear that, man. He's on the come up, thank goodness. I know you guys don't know him, but you know who he is. He's Dirty Dave. He's one of Slick's good riding buddies. He got hurt pretty bad in an accident, but he's surviving. He's getting better. So I made the brake stay. I'm hoping I put enough slack in the brake stay. I tried to cut it out right there where we'd have a little bit of slack. A little bit of slack in it. But I'm not going to tighten the chain down until we get the primary on it. I had it on earlier and I realized that I did not put a sprocket on there, so I'm running a 24-48 if anybody's wondering what the ratio is I'm running. I do not have a bearing for the inner primary. I'll have to get one. If anybody has a part number, please shout it out to me. Because as you guys know, I generally don't run primaries on these bikes, so I don't know what I need. I don't know the bearing size. So and again, I don't know why I'm giving y'all so much play, but to all you trolls out there, suck it. Y'all can miss me with all that bullshit. Alright, we're looking for a 9/16 socket that we just had out. Tighten it up on the primary. It was a tight fit earlier, but I did get her to go at least. Alright, that ain't affecting me none. just need a little bit, man. I've got it as loose as it'll go. She was helping me, and it made it a little bit easier with her helping me. She ain't quite ready yet. Let me fight this and I'll bring you guys back. This has undoubtedly been the toughest master link clip I've ever had to try to get on. I had to dig out all my little parts and pieces that I keep from chains and stuff, because I keep chains off bikes and stuff. I've got them hanging all over the walls. And I keep an assortment of master links and everything, because I mean, it sucks to have to buy anything, you know what I mean? I try to keep O-ring stuff, non-O-ring chains. I prefer a non-O-ring chain. You don't have to oil them. I mean, you have to oil them to an O-ring chain, but anyway, we got the chain on it. That's what's important. About got the wheel where it's going to go. I got a couple of fender brackets we're going to use, if I can find them. I got a couple of fender brackets we're going to use. Hopefully, get this fender where it's going to live, because I know I've got the drivetrain where it's going to live. Put the transmission and the engine in loosely. Put the engine and the transmission in loosely. Get your inner primary bolted in. Get your inner primary bolted in, and then lock your drivetrain down. Once you do that, take your inner primary off, make sure it goes on and off without a hitch, and if it don't, make the proper adjustments. Then you can figure out where your back wheel needs to live. And I just noticed the previous owner of this frame had some god-awful, I know my welding ain't the best, but good God. Make me wonder if they use JB Weld on that one. But anyway, that's all done, so. I don't start so the chain's gonna need to stretch. I don't start it all the way at the front. I get just before center. And then I'll make sure I've got them even. Still a little bit of slop. Little bit of slop left in that one. I'm scared this chain's gonna, hang on, technical difficulty. I feel like this chain's gonna hit this inner primary, but I ain't sure yet. Jury's still out on that. I don't know how well y'all can see that, but the wheel's sitting dead perfect, but it's cocked a little bit. I think I might have went the wrong way. All right, we're gonna rock and roll with that, guys. We're gonna rock and roll with that and see where that gets us. Okay, where are we at? Got the wheel where it lives. Probably need to crank it down. I'll get it tightened up. I'm gonna put the outer primary on it. All right, let me get some tools out and I'll bring you back. Okay, I'll bring y'all in for a little bit closer look. Finally got the chain settled. Outer primary's on, engine's bolted down, and I'm getting ready to start fitting up the fender. So we'll get y'all set up where y'all can watch us do that as well. One thing I did realize, I'm gonna have to order a hardware kit. I had to rob from Peter to pay Paul, and of course, this aftermarket stuff probably gonna fit like shit if I had to guess. There's no dial pins. It'll probably leak like a sieve if I had to guess. But that's what you get with good old Taiwan Ted. Old Ralph can tell you all about how this aftermarket stuff fits like shit these days. Yep. I don't even know if this one's gonna work or not, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't even know if I have I know I've got a derby cover. Is it a three-hole derby cover and a chain? That's too long, ain't it? Yeah. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun when I'm trying to get a gasket on it. Well, no, I'm not gonna have to worry about a gasket because I'm not running an inner primary on it. Or I mean, I'm not running a chain. We're running a belt drive on it, so that'll help a little bit. That might be the belt drive for it right there. Let's see. Belt drive's on that one. I'm running a chain drive on that one. Yeah, shit, I don't know, man. I get shit scattered around. Here. But shout out to the Idle Hands podcast, man. He's got a bike show coming up, and I missed my chance to enter. But my boy Oakley Corbin, over in Oklahoma, or St. Louis, Missouri, I think, he's got a bike in it. So shout out to him. I hope he wins. Yeah, this is a horrible fit, guys. Horrible fit. But that's what my customer bought. That's what we're going to use. Like, listen. That's every bit of 10 thousandths right there, at least. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go. That's how bad that does not fit. But she's starting to come together pretty good. I don't know how his oil bag is going to work. I might take that Softail style oil bag off this one, because this is just a wide glide. Somebody's put that on there. That's not a factory oil bag for that bike, but here's the one. And we're going to have a bigger battery because my customer's wanting an electric start, so I don't know that the one he's got's going to work for his bike or not. One problem at a time, I guess. It's tough to build a bike with parts and pieces that, you know, somebody else has gathered and brought you. Well, now that's gonna work, but one thing I'm noticing about this bike, it does not have the clutch cable guide. Should be a clutch cable guide right here to thread into to allow your clutch to make it over to there. Probably gonna have to take one off this bike and put on it. Yep, I'll probably have to take this one off. Just go in there and cut it. Weld that one to the seat post. Yep, then I'll have to find a way to mount the coil, which at least the coil mounts are there. I don't have the mount for it, but the mounts are there. Just trying to figure out all the parts and pieces that I'm actually missing off this bike, so. All right, well, I've gone about as far as I'm gonna go getting this bike mocked up in this episode. I don't have the oil tank, fortunately, had the dampener bracket, so it just bolts right here. I just got to make a bracket to bolt it from here to here, then that's done. I've only got one in the tank, so I got to drill and weld in another top hat bung. The tank is done. I got the bracket for the headlight done. I've still got to weld the 2 brackets for the fender, but I've got the fender exactly where I want it to live. I want that sissy bar more straight up and down instead of like, I have them cocked just a hair on those. I want this one a little more straight up and down, so what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to cut the back off my seat pan and I'm gonna extend that about 1 inch. What I might do is put it in my vise and do me a 90-degree bend right here. It'll shorten it down a little bit here, but that's okay. And then that'll give me that distance I need, because the seat pan actually is sitting on the bike really good. Once it's wrapped, you won't see that gap under there, and I kind of like it not directly on the fender, because the rivets just tear the paint up. But he's not going to really have a rider on this bike. I'm not setting it up with rear foot pegs. Engine's permanently in, tranny's permanently in. I don't have the guts in the primary, but it's bolted up. The back wheel's where it's gonna live, so I just got to finish fabricating or welding up the brackets. I need to make sure the starter's gonna fit. And then I'll probably put the accessories on it, like the foot controls, the kickstand. I'll throw an intake and a carburetor on it, run my throttle cable. I've got a throttle grip just like that. I'll have to hook up the clutch bracket. I believe I've got a master cylinder for the front brake. If not, we'll have to get one. I've about got the front brake done. I need to cut a couple of spacers. I need a spacer to fit right in there, and then I got to cut a spacer down to fit right there once I make sure the front wheel is where it's going to live. But for the most part, I've just got some button-up work I need to do, and then this one will be done. So my customers should be pretty excited, man. We're getting really close to sending it out to paint. Gonna paint the fender, the tank, and the frame. Yep. I've still got to do an exhaust on this bike. That's the last big piece of fabrication I got to do. I got to clean this up and do some finish welding, then I'm gonna have to get that one re-chromed. So sadly, I'll have to get it re-chromed, but it is what it is. Pretty happy with this one, man. And if guys I hadn't said it already, which I'm sure I have, check out my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Slickhead Custom Cycles, and check out Ralph at It's My Time, Let's Go. Both of those are phenomenal channels. And I'm gonna leave you guys with a little short I did over at Hillbilly Choppers yesterday. He's got a pretty cool, he's got a 46 knucklehead over there that he's rebuilding the engines on, and I was playing with the rocker boxes a little bit. So I'll close out with that, and you guys remember, this is Hippie's Chopper Corner, home of the sketchy chopper.